So we are starting this weekend off on Friday, still very much in this big time transformer energy that we had going on yesterday. These themes are still carrying over on Friday, but then when we move into Saturday, you guys, it's really like a brand new day, and we're coming back into the light, and there's definitely a sense of emotional optimism coming through as we head into Sunday, setting us up for the full moon in Pisces that's going to be happening on Monday. We got some big energetics going on this weekend, you guys, getting ready for this full moon. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today is Friday, September 17th, 2021. My name is Aubrey, and this is your astrological outlook for the weekend. I'm going to be talking about the energetics for today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, and then Sunday. As I said, we are moving to this very big full moon in Pisces that's coming up on Monday. That is really about releasing. That is the name of the game. And there's a lot of other crazy stuff going on with this full moon as well. And I will be making a report all about that. So stay tuned for my report on the full moon in Pisces coming up. But for today, we got some business to talk about. First of all, how is everyone doing? What happened? How have you guys been handling these energetics, these big time transformative energetics that happened yesterday? I know I was definitely feeling it, getting some truth about some things that were helping me to release. And I feel like that's the general theme that we've sort of all been experiencing. So just wondering how this is playing out for all of you. Now let's talk about the energy that's coming in that we have with us today. So Friday, to kick things off, like I said, we are very much still carrying over the transformation energy that we were in big time yesterday. We start the day with the sun actually still in a trine to Pluto, but about midway through the day, the sun will be changing degrees, moving from 25 degrees of Virgo to 26 degrees of Virgo. So over the course of the day on Friday, this Pluto Sun trine energy that we've been in, and I made a whole report about yesterday. If you missed it, definitely check that out. It's going to start waning out as the day goes on, and like I said, by the time we get to Saturday, it's really a whole new energy and a whole new day. But for Friday, we start the day still very much in this energy. We also have on Friday, Venus still forming an exact square to Saturn. Remember, last night at 9:40 p.m. Eastern, that is when the exact trine from Sun to Pluto happened to the minute. And at that point in time, Venus had just moved into exact square with Saturn. But today, she's still maintaining that square, although the moon has moved. The moon is no longer in conjunction with Saturn and in square to Venus. So this is sort of alleviating a little bit of the emotional pressure that was involved in this Venus-Saturn square. But still remaining today on Friday, there is still this energy of sort of some type of conflict or frustration arising as a result of us feeling like constricted or limited or burdened or just having these duties or these responsibilities or just something restricting or holding us back from being able to come into alignment with what we truly deeply desire, like very deep in our heart. Venus in Scorpio. So we are still carrying that energetic over today as well. The third thing that we have going on today, and this, you guys, is really no surprise considering the energetics that we had yesterday, but the moon is in mid-Aquarius today, which means it will be forming an exact square to Uranus in Taurus. Shocks, surprises, emotional upsets, and of course, this is what we can expect after all of this transformer energy that we had yesterday. Of course, we're dealing with the moon-Uranus square after all of that like big universal push to really cause some profound changes, transformations, reformations, purifications, and purges that happened under the energetics yesterday. And it's like universe is asking us today to align emotionally with our truth, with our authenticity, Uranus, which is causing conflicts and disturbances. And this is generally probably going to be in terms of like what gives us comfort, what gives us security, what makes us feel like financially safe and secure. because Uranus is in Taurus, and that really rules our material comforts, our pleasures, what makes us feel safe and secure. It also can have to do with finances, partnerships, and relationships. And because it's the moon in square, this is our emotions, this is our, like, how we're feeling inside, our internal environment, some type of shakeup, some type of a realignment that is needing to happen, and that's causing a conflict in order to get us truly to this place of deep internal alignment with our truths, so that we can move forward on this pursuit of realigning with what is truly and authentically in our heart. Venus and Scorpio. So it really isn't surprising to me today that we are dealing with this moon Uranus square, emotional upheavals, shocks and surprises, trying to really realign things in like correspondence with these transformations that started to occur yesterday, as we were really seeing the root of things and finding a lot of things out, and are like trying to like align with the like true authenticity and our deepest desires that are going on really inside of us and our heart. And all weekend, you guys, yesterday this was very relevant as well, but there is this theme of the moon that is coming up all weekend, and we're obviously heading into this full moon that's going to be happening on Monday. And the moon is really about our intuition, and it's a light in the darkness that we can follow to make our way safely through the shadows. And with the moon being so emphasized all weekend, really, this symbolism regarding the moon, it's really telling us that our way forward through the darkness right now has to come from our intuition, our internal compass, and our spiritual guidance. And that is really what is going to help us go forward in the right direction. Another thing that I want to talk about for Friday is that, first of all, you guys, Mercury is slowing down and getting ready to station to go retrograde. Mercury is moving very slowly right now, and Mercury is also right on the brink of forming an exact trine to Jupiter and also an exact square to Pluto. There's Pluto again back in this game. And this is not exact right now, but it's very much in effect. Mercury is only a few degrees off from these exact activations. And of course, for the full moon on Monday, Mercury will be making these exact activations. But with Mercury coming into the trine to Jupiter, coming into the square to Pluto, this is really giving us an opportunity to really learn and discover some very deep truths. And it's a very like expansive, it's helping us to gain a very expansive understanding about things based on these things that we're discovering that may have been really hidden deeply under the surface of things. And this energy is in effect all weekend as well. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about for Friday is the Sabian Symbols. For those of you who don't know or who are new to my channel, welcome, you guys. What the Sabian Symbols are is they are a group of symbols that describes each and every one of the 360 degrees of the zodiac. And whenever a planet is at a specific degree, discharging or at a specific point discharging a specific degree, we can look to the Sabian Symbols, and it gives us more information about the underlying purpose, the underlying cause, why any aspect is taking place in the context of the unfolding astrological saga, our cosmic blueprint that is carrying us right now into the age of Aquarius and always through time and space. So I always like to look at the Sabian Symbols because they give us much more information about what is going on generally at any point in time with any aspect. It's like, why is this aspect happening? Let's ask the Sabian Symbols. And so I want to talk about those for Friday. And first off, we have the sun on Friday at 26 degrees of Virgo after the sun moves out of the trine to Pluto. And 26 Virgo is a boy with a censer serves near a priest at the altar. We also have the earth, which is always in a direct opposition to the sun at 26 degrees of Pisces. This degree is a new moon, reveals that it's time for people to go ahead with their different projects. And Venus today, like I said, is still in the square to Saturn at 8 degrees of Scorpio, and that degree is the moon shining across the lake. So In terms of the position of the sun today, the boy is serving near the priest at the altar with the censer. To me, this has a lot to do with like rediscovering, reuniting with, reconnecting, and reintegrating our inner child into our current belief system, into the faith that we have in ourselves and the faith that we have in universe, and really like tapping into our inner child and that innocence and that wonder and that wisdom of youth to sort of realign our faith, our understanding, and what we're putting our faith in going forward. It's like we really are being called back to re-embrace the inner child, and our new belief systems need to incorporate that and need to include that and need to be able to stem from that perspective of just like innocence and naivety and wonder and a desire to connect to spirituality. We also have the moon being emphasized again twice today. The new moon reveals that it's time for people to go ahead with different projects, and the moon shining across the lake. So again, this is telling us that our way forward, our guidance system right now is it's our intuition, and it's our soul's calling and our soul's yearning, and it's our job right now to follow the path of our soul and to trust our intuition and to have faith in our spiritual guidance, because that is what is lighting our path ahead as we are in the midst of these darker times. Okay, so that is really what I'm reading in terms of the astrological energetics that are going on for Friday. Now let's move on and talk about Saturday. And like I said, this is cool, you guys. Saturday is a whole new day, a whole new bunch of energetics, and the Sabian symbols are actually talking about it. And I just feel like it's like so synchronistic and so ironic, the symbolism that's being discharged on Saturday, considering we had all of these Pluto aspects that were going on, this trine to Pluto and this Mercury Eris point activation that happened on Thursday. And we've really been like going deep with things, really going into the underworld, discovering root issues, and really transforming on these like baseline fundamental levels. Well, now we're coming back into the light on Saturday, and I'm going to start by reading you guys just the Sabian symbols of the personal planets for Saturday. And the sun on Saturday will be at 27 degrees of Virgo. This Sabian symbol is aristocratic elderly ladies drinking afternoon tea in a wealthy home. I always feel like this symbol is just so cute. And then we have the earth at 27 degrees of Pisces. A harvest moon illuminates the sky. Welcome back, moon symbolism. We've had this going, we had it on Thursday, we have it on Friday. Here it is on Saturday again, talking about the moon. Mercury on Saturday is at 23 degrees of Libra, now only 1 degree off from exact trine to Jupiter in Aquarius. And this degree, 23 Libra, is Chanticleer's voice heralds the rising sun with exuberant tones. The sun is rising, we're greeting the day, it's a new day. Venus is at 9 degrees of Scorpio on Saturday, a dentist hard at work. And we have Mars at 3 degrees of Libra on Saturday, and this Sabian symbol is the dawn of a new day reveals everything changed. And you guys, how appropriate is that? Mars, the dawn of a new day reveals everything changed after we just went through the underworld, through this massively transformative process. We're coming back up. It's a new day and everything is changed. Everything is transformed as a result of the work that we've done in conjunction with the energetics over this week. The blueprint is just making beautiful sense today. So, and then we had Jupiter. Jupiter recently moved from 25 degrees of Aquarius to 24 degrees of Aquarius, because remember, Jupiter is retrograde. And this degree is a man turning his back on his passions, teaches deep wisdom from his experience. So those are the Sabians that we have in effect for Saturday. Really the only main direct aspect that we have going on Saturday is that the moon will be coming into a conjunction with Jupiter. And since Mercury is only 1 degree out of exact trine with Jupiter, the moon will also be trining Mercury, okay? And so the moon and Jupiter, this is a beautiful aspect. This aspect is like a new day too. When the moon is with Jupiter, Jupiter rules optimism and faith and hope. And Jupiter retrograde really has a lot to do with inspiring like confidence and faith and belief in ourselves and in our own abilities to do things. And, you know, with the moon in conjunction, we are moving on with expanded faith, confidence, optimism, and belief in ourselves based on this experience that we've gained, this wisdom that we've gained through our experience with Jupiter at that specific degree, talking about teaching deep wisdom from experience and leaving something in the past. This is also because of the trine to Mercury, speaking our mind and our truth, and we are really aligned with it on a heart and soul emotional level because it's the moon and it's in a very big and expansive way. So I wouldn't be surprised on Saturday if people are really beginning to speak and communicate with some type of exuberance. You know, Chanticleer's voice heralds the rising sun with exuberant tones. Mercury is the communication planet. Mercury rules our thoughts and our ideas and communication and what we're saying and what we're thinking. And like for this trine, you know, with the moon and Jupiter, Chanticleer's voice heralds the rising sun with exuberant tones. We are excited about embracing the light. We are excited about the new day, the fresh start, coming back to life, and we're definitely feeling this expanded sense of internal optimism today, and we're speaking about it, and we're feeling confident, and we're having faith in ourselves and trust in ourselves, and it's giving us the courage to speak up about these transformations or about our new perspectives or our new understandings and our new enthusiasm from this transformation that has occurred. So overall on Saturday, when I put all the energetics together, it's like we are gaining wisdom. And, you know, wisdom, this aristocratic elderly ladies drinking afternoon tea in a wealthy home always sort of makes me feel like wisdom too, because it's like these elderly ladies, like they're drinking their tea, they're together, they're communicating, they're talking, they're sharing their knowledge, they're sharing what they know, and they're elderly ladies, so they've gained a lot of wisdom over the course of their life. So I always associate a degree of wisdom with this specific degree as well. And then, you know, Jupiter is talking about the same thing, deep wisdom from his experience. So we are gaining wisdom and we are working hard to come back into proper alignment. Venus, you guys, 9 degrees of Scorpio, a dentist hard at work. We are putting things back into proper alignment today and we're working hard at it. Proper alignment with ourselves, and we are feeling more fresh and optimistic about things. Chanticleer's voice heralds the dawn of the new day, this rising sun with exuberant tones. A fresh start, a brand new day coming back from the underworld into the sun with the degree of Mercury. The light of day to find everything changed. The degree of Mars after this like very deep, profound purging, purification, transformational process that we've been energetically undergoing over the past couple of days. Now everything, the dawn of a new day reveals everything is changed after what we've been through. And I just find this to be very ironic symbolism after all of this Pluto underworld energy that we've had going on Thursday, on Friday, but then on Saturday, we are heralding the rising sun with exuberant tones. The dawn of the new day reveals everything's changed. And with the trine to Mercury and Jupiter in conjunction with the moon, we are feeling emotionally aligned with it. Our thoughts and our emotions are actually on the same page today, and we are confident. We have like a renewed faith, a renewed hope, a renewed optimism, and we are speaking our truth. Jupiter rules truth, Mercury rules speaking. In the trine with the moon is speaking our emotional truth in a very expanded way. Jupiter blows things up. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and supersizing things. So very interesting day on Saturday, really talking about a fresh start after all of the changes and transformations that we underwent the previous days. Now I want to talk about Sunday for a minute. The Sabian symbols that we have in effect for Sunday. The sun will be at 28 degrees of Virgo on Sunday, and this Sabian symbol is a bald-headed man in uniform who has seized power. The earth will be at 28 degrees of Pisces. This Sabian symbol is a fertile garden under the full moon. Like, really? So we had moon symbolism on Thursday. We had moon symbolism on Friday. We had moon symbolism on Saturday. And now on Sunday, the earth is legitimately talking about the fertile garden under the full moon. And what is tomorrow? It's the full moon. So, in preparation for this full moon tomorrow, the earth is letting us know that we are looking at a very fertile garden. If we can only release with the full moons are all about releasing and letting go of things and things coming to their fullest expression, letting some things go so that we can move on and start a new process of creation with the new moon that is coming up in the next couple of weeks. And it's a fertile garden, you guys. We have everything that we need to grow and to thrive and to nourish ourselves if we can only release and let go, which has sort of been the message all week. And the whole process of us going, to the underworld with this trine and the Mercury Eris point opposition and Venus and square to Saturn, like, it's all bringing us to understand this fertile, very fertile garden that we truly hold inside. And it's just, it's speaking about the full moon. We need to be able to release, to let go, and then to cultivate the fertile garden moving forward. We also have Mercury is still, remember, Mercury is slowing down. Mercury is still at 23 degrees of Libra. That Chanticleer's voice heralds the rising sun with exuberant tones on Sunday. We have Venus moving to 11 degrees of Scorpio on Sunday. A drowning man is being rescued. And we have Mars at 4 degrees of Libra on Sunday. A group of young people sit in spiritual communion around a campfire. In terms of the aspects that we have going on Sunday, we are going to have the moon coming into an exact trine with Venus. Again, yesterday on Saturday, we had the moon coming into a conjunction with Jupiter and a trine with Mercury. And that was bringing us in alignment in terms of our emotions and our mind. On Sunday, we have the moon coming into a trine with Venus, which means now our emotions, our soul, our deepest internal faculties are lining up with our deepest heart's desires. So there's definitely an internal emotional alignment with what's truly in the nature of our heart that is going on Sunday. And this is also intuition guiding us to safety. And, Venus at that degree, the drowning man being rescued in a trine with the moon, following our intuition rescues us, saves us, pulls us out of the depths, out of the seas. Or we could look at that as the Pisces, the age of Pisces energy. That is the energy that we are coming out of right now that has been in effect for the past 2,000 years. And we don't want to be pulled down into the watery depths of the Pisces paradigm anymore. We want to be rescued and we want to take flight into the air, into the age of Aquarius. And Venus is talking about this today, a drowning man being rescued. And how is that drowning man being rescued? That drowning man is being rescued by being in exact alignment with their intuition, with their soul calling, with their soul yearning, with their internal compass. We are saved through following our guiding light, following our intuition, tapping into our internal truths and our spiritual guidance and our spiritual connection and our faith and our connection to God and to universe and to the divine. This is what saves us from being sucked back down into the previous energetics of the previous paradigm and really allows us to become liberated so that we can fly into the age of Aquarius, which is what we really, our universe is calling us to do right now and is the outcome of all of these energetics that have been going on and that have been taking place. So I think that is quite significant for Sunday as well. Emotional alignment and aligning with our deepest heart's desires. And that is what saves us. Aligning with our intuition, aligning with our deepest heart's desires, being guided by that and following that light is what saves us from being sucked back down into the depths of the previous control dynamics, structures, mechanisms of the previous paradigm from which universe is doing the most to try to liberate us all collectively from at this point in time so that we can collectively transcend, move on into the new paradigm, the age of Aquarius, which is all about personal freedom, personal liberation, self-knowledge, self-control, self-understanding, self-mastery, and hopefully the ability to like translate those things or alchemize them into a really divine wisdom that can elevate us to a whole nother level of existing in this world. The Aquarian age. Next on Sunday, yeah, I already said that we have Mercury stationing to go retrograde, slowing down a lot. Mercury didn't even move a degree overnight, which Mercury after the moon is usually the fastest moving planet. It usually moves about 2 degrees a day. So Mercury is definitely slowing down, getting ready to go retrograde, and is still forming the trine to Jupiter, the square to Pluto, even though they are not exact yet. Of course, it has to wait for the full moon in order for that to happen. But again, this is very discovering very deep truths, seeing through the darkness, seeing the root issues of things, and just having this very expanded understanding based on these things that we're learning. Okay? Very penetrating mind and leading to a very expanded understanding with Mercury, the mind, aspecting Pluto and aspecting Jupiter. Learning deep truths, which leads to a vastly expanded understanding of things. We also have going on Sunday, we have the black moon changing degrees. The black moon has been at 7 degrees of Gemini. The black moon is now changing to 8 degrees of Gemini. And that degree is aroused strikers surround a factory. So with that, you guys, get ready for some rebellion, for people demanding fairness and fighting for their rights. With the black moon at this degree, I really do think collectively over the next week, while this degree is being discharged, that people are really going to be standing up for themselves, especially considering all of the shadow work that we've been doing collectively lately. Remember, it wasn't long ago that we just had a 5-day activation of the North Node, the collective path forward, our destiny, where we're going along the course of the universal unfolding blueprint in an alignment with the black moon, our collective shadow, really forcing us all to look into the shadows, to discover the root issues, and to really begin to start to heal and to integrate our shadow side so that we can come back into our true source of power. And now we have the black moon moving to 8 degrees of Gemini, and this, like I said, aroused strikers surround the factory. So I really do think that this we may see over the next week, especially with the full moon. The full moon energizes everything. The full moon has a tendency to really inspire people energetically to take a stand, to act out, to engage in sort of like over the top behaviors. And I do think that we may see and be feeling an urge to really demand our rights and to stand up for ourselves and to demand justice and to demand fairness in the way that we're experiencing life and the way that we're treated. It's like we're not having it anymore. The shadow of the collective of humanity is aroused strikers around a factory, and we're just done with being dominated, honestly, at this point, and things being unfair and feeling like we don't have control over our own like lives and our own work and what we're contributing. Like, people are going to be taking their power back with this. And it fits right in with everything else. This also fits right in with that Sun Pluto that we had going on, and these transformations and this coming back into our power and these recognizing the truths about things that are expanding our viewpoint, and we're just not having it anymore. And that's being indicated as well. Another aspect that we have pending that is not exact, but this energy is building, and so I do want to mention it, is that we have Mars that is going to be coming into a trine with the North Node over the next couple days, and this is already activating, as well. Mars is at 4 degrees of Libra. The North Node is at 5 degrees of Gemini right now, and so it's only a 1 degree off trine. And this is definitely going to be energizing us to move forward in a new direction based on these new understandings, these new things that we're learning and discovering and communicating, the North Node in Gemini. So really, you guys, that is the story for the weekend. Again, on Friday, we are still in this transformer energy that we were experiencing, carrying over from Thursday, as the planets are largely still in the same placements. The moon is just being emphasized all over the place in Sabian Symbols for all of these days. We have the moon being spoken about. That is really telling us that the way forward right now, our guidance is coming from our intuition, from our internal navigation, our internal compass, and our connection to faith, our connection to the divine, our connection to spirit. Saturday, it is a whole new day. Chanticleer is heralding the rising sun with exuberant tones, and the dawn of a new day reveals everything changed after what we've just been through with the moon in a conjunction to Jupiter and Trine to Mercury. Our emotions are aligning with our mind. We're getting on the same page of things, and we're feeling inspired. We're feeling optimistic. We're feeling hopeful again, and we're feeling the confidence and the faith and the belief in ourselves to talk about it and to say it and to speak our mind. And then Sunday, as we head into this full moon that's happening on Monday, the energetics are telling us that we are truly being saved through our intuition. The drowning man is being rescued, and the full moon, a fertile garden under the full moon. We really are. We have a fertile garden growing inside of us. We just need to follow our intuition, follow our spiritual guidance, release what needs to be let go of, and that is truly our saving grace in the situation, whatever it may be. Emotion or intuition guiding us to safety and an emotional alignment with our heart, our soul happening on Sunday, and then the black moon changing degrees as well. So just so much emphasis on the moon, so much emphasis on following our intuition, and just, we're starting a whole new experience after these transformations, these profound transformations that have taken place. In terms of the tarot cards that I drew today, I asked God and universe for a message in terms of just clarifying the status of the collective right now. And when I did that today, I actually had two cards come out. We got the 10 of Swords. We got, shockingly, the moon again. This is the card that came out yesterday too. And the way I'm reading this, you guys, is we're just done. Like, we're over it. And it makes sense in terms of the black moon. Like, we have been through it. We've had about all we can take. And we are not, like, it's just over. We're done. We're changing, and we're not having, like, this is where we're at, and it can't go any further. We're about to start a brand new cycle, a brand new day. And how do we get there? Through the moon, through our intuition. And then I look at the back of the deck, and what is the outcome of that? It is the 5 of Cups, but it's reversed. The 5 of Cups, this is like the crying over spilled milk card, and not, realizing or being grateful for what you have and kind of only looking at what you're losing, but it's reversed. So it's really like, we've had all that we can take. We're not going to be taking any more. We're going to be following our intuition and our guidance. And we're not crying over spilled milk. We are letting go of the things that we can't hold on to and that we can't take with us, but we're having gratitude for what still remains. We're embracing what we have left, and we're taking that with us. What's